Welcome to Colors of Life. Today, I'm going to share about how to be effective teachers. Today, we are going to begin with the first part. This video is for the ones who are teaching in formal school or informal school or in wherever setting, educational setting or whatever setting where you have to teach. I believe this one is for you. Let's see what effective teachers usually do. Do we want to be one? Let's see. Effective teachers spend time organizing and structuring their classroom. Today, I'm going to give the example for how effective teachers teaching in lower grades can organize and structure their classroom. Remember, it doesn't mean if you're teaching in the higher level, then you don't have to organize or structure your class. Teachers in wherever level of education you are teaching, we all need to be organized. We all need to have the structure in our class. Okay, let's see the example for the ones who are teaching in the lower grades. If we want to have our students ready for their learning activities, we need to help them get ready. For example, in the morning when they just enter the classroom, we have the established procedure that they have to do. For example, they have to empty their backpack. Why do they have to empty their backpack? Because they need to get all their things out of their bag. They put in their desk, arrange them nicely, from the first period, the books and all the things needed for the first period until the last period. When they're done with the things for the first period, they keep all those things at the very bottom. So it will be easy for them to get the things on the second and third and then so on until the day is over. And what happened to the bag or backpack? Do they just throw it wherever they want? No, the class needs to have a structure. You may have a very clean classroom and very nicely decorated classroom, but if your kids are not trained to the structure that you have already planned, your class will look like a disaster. So, where do they have to keep their backpack? We teachers who are teaching in the lower grades, we need to be sure that there is a certain part in our classroom where they can line their backpack nicely. Do not think that the little ones can't do it. They can if we train them how to do it. So when they have all their things arranged in their desk, if we are going to ask them, for example, get ready with the English subject. I need to see your English textbooks and the notebooks and pencil and all those things that you may name it when you need for the class. You ask them to put them on their desk just in few seconds. You can do it. Why? Because all those things are already organized nicely in their desk. If you don't have this kind of plan, this kind of structure or organization, what will happen? You will end up watching your students digging inside their backpack for all the things that they need. Do you think they can just take all those things in their backpack in 3 seconds? No. It may be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or even 10 minutes. And that's just for one. We don't know the other kids. What if we have 30 kids in a classroom? How? So this is just an example. You may have your own way on how to organize and structure your class. Okay? So that's number one, spend time organizing and structuring the classroom. Let's see what the teachers, the effective teachers, usually do. Teach classroom management procedures. Okay, let me give you one example about this. Usually, the problem in the class is to quiet the class. I have one strategy that I usually do. I got this idea actually from the book written by Wong and Wong in First Days of School. What I do is that I would have this procedure of raising my right hand And all students will have to be quiet, stop with all the things that they do, and look at the teacher, the one raising hand. I know some teachers, what they practice is that uh, when they raise their hand, the students will have their raised hand. The students will have to raise their hands as well. But for me, since I have ever experienced being in that kind of classroom and I feel like tiring to be raising my hand, waiting for other friends to raise their hands. So in my class, I don't require my students to raise their hands. So what you can do is like this. You have the rule. This is just an example, okay? If you have other better ways of quieting your class, please help write in the comment below so we can share. We can share about what what helps quiet our class. And let's continue. So if you're going to quiet the class, based on my experience, I will tell them like this. We are going to practice how to be quiet. If you see me raising my hand, everyone should be quiet. Stop what you're doing and look at me. Let's practice that. I'm going to ask you to share with your neighbor, with someone beside you, about your experience during the weekend. I believe we all have experienced something during the weekend. I'm going to give you 1 minute to share with your neighbor. And remember, when I raise my hand, what do we have to do? That's what we have to give the instructions to our students. And they may repeat, be quiet, stop doing whatever we are doing, and look at the teacher. Okay, when everything is clear for students to do, and then we can proceed with giving them time to share. So we'll give them time. Okay, I give you 1 minute to share with your neighbor. After 1 minute, raise your hand. When you raise your hand and then you see students, stop talking. Try to remember the ones which group that stop talking first. When everyone is quiet, don't forget to praise the ones who have been quiet at first. So it will encourage others to be more attentive and to know how to do that procedure much better or faster. And then, if, for example, you have some students who like to make noise like, excuse me, class, please be quiet. You see, teacher is raising hand. You know, usually in the beginning, there may be some students who would like to look like a hero, in the class. Praise that student nicely, smiling, and just say nicely, thank you for helping me to remind your other friends to be quiet. But remember, next time, don't say a word. Just simply be quiet. And believe me, your other friends will look at you and they'll follow you to be quiet. Can we do that? Yes, we can do that. So you see, that's just one example on how we can teach classroom management procedures to our students. That's just one way. There are many, many other procedures that we can have in the class. I can give you more example, but it will be in the other videos, okay? So that's number 2, what the effective teachers usually do. Let's see, what is number 3? Effective teachers, they have lesson plans and procedure. Do we have lesson plans? I hope if we want to be a part of effective teachers group, remember to have the lesson plan. In the lesson plan, what we are going to write there is the steps on how to facilitate learning activities for our students. In order for our students to learn, they need to be maximized in their learning experience. I know I've ever been a principal in the past, and what I usually saw in the lesson plan book of the teachers in the school, they would usually write the steps that they're going to do as a teacher. And remember, right now we are focusing more on how to help our students to learn, to experience learning. So if that's the focus, and that's what we have to remind ourselves. So the one who will be doing the experience of learning should be students, because we want our students to experience learning. I hope we all can be reminded about these 3 steps of being effective teacher. First, spend time organizing and structuring our classroom. And then, for the second one, teach classroom management procedures. I've given you the example. And then, have lesson plans and procedures. Procedures for what? Procedures for learning. Thank you for watching. I hope this video is very useful for us to help us to be more improved, to be a better teacher, to be an effective teacher. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.